Okay. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, in the previous session, uh, we discussed the very first Anuccheda of Tattva Sandarbha, and along with the commentary of Jiva Goswami, that is Sarva Samvadini. So, in the very first Anuccheda, Srila Jiva Goswami offers his humble obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He quotes the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto. Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti hi Sumedasaha. Srila Jiva Goswami does not manufacture his own Mangalacharanam, but rather he just quotes it from Srimad Bhagavatam. So through this, he actually is showing so much of reverence for Srimad Bhagavatam. Two things have been denoted by this. First of all, he did not uh, manufacture his own Mangalacharan. The reason is that the author, or Sri Jiva Goswami, is very humble, and he does not want to show that ego that because of my knowledge or because of my intellectual capacity, I am only able to explain the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. No, but rather he is just quoting the words of the great acharyas. The uh, he is quoting the shloka spoken by Karbhajan Muni, and when Karbhajan Muni was asked by King Nimi about the Yuga avatars, and so in that context, Karbhajan Rishi is replying, and he mentions who will appear in Kali Yuga. So Srila Jiva Goswami quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, and two things are denoted by this. The very first thing that he is actually quoting the shloka which talks about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So his reverence for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his reverence for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is shown here, and he explains that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the inaugurator of Sankirtan movement, and he is the supreme personality of Godhead himself, and there is no difference between Lord Sri Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also by quoting the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Jiva Goswami uh, wants to uh, let the readers understand and know that Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest pramana. So he wants to establish that Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate pramana, is the highest pramana, and his reverence to it is shown by quoting the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. And also, we just saw the need of Mangalacharan. So, why the author he starts the book with a Mangalacharan. In the Mangalacharan, uh, there are three types of Mangalacharan. So, Namaskaratmak Mangalacharan, Ashirvadatmak Mangalacharan, and also Vastu Nirdeshatmaka Mangalacharan. So, these topics I have explained in the my previous session. If you have not gone through them, please, I would advise that you please follow, you can refer that video. And this Tattva Sandarbha series videos, so I will be posting on regular basis. And I would suggest that uh, all the videos you can properly watch and properly study the commentaries which I'm teaching. So the commentary which I am referring is that of Srila Jiva Goswami, Sarva Sambhadini, and also the commentary of Baladeva Vidyabhushana. So Baladeva Vidyabhushana also has written the commentary on Tattva Sandarbha, that is Tattva Sandarbha Tika. And uh, in the last class, we also saw the commentary of Jiva Goswami on Anuccheda 1, and how he just explains each term, Krishna Varnam, Tusha Krishnam. He gives multiple interpretations of this word Krishna Varnam and how it is very much alike to the personality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and how it proves actually that this Sri Krishna Varnam, this Krishna Varnam means that the word Krishna, these two syllables, is there in whose name that person. So in that way, and also Krishna Varnam. So even though he outwardly uh, shows the form in a golden complexion, but internally he is Lord Sri Krishna himself. And also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, uh, so in that we can understand, we can observe the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and also with Ramananda Rai, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals his identity. So his own identity as Sri Krishna. He shows the form to both of them and other confidential devotees. So with this, we can understand this Krishna Varnam that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sri Krishna himself, and also Krishnam Varnayati iti Krishna Varna. So Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uh, is also called Krishna Varnam. This Visheshana is used Krishna Varnam. That's why, because he is always discussing, or he's always preaching about the glories of Lord Sri Krishna. So Krishna Varnayati iti Krishna Varna. Okay. So this is one thing, and also by seeing Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, uh, the devotees or the people who see Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so they become induced with Krishna prema, or they become very much, they are enlightened with the teachings of Krishna. So they get inspiration of the teachings of Krishna. So these are some of the interpretations which Jiva Goswami gave in his commentary to this Anuccheda. So with this, we would like to go ahead, and we will also see the commentary of Baladeva Vidyabhushan. So Baladeva Vidyabhushan writes, Shri Krishno Jayati, victory to Shri Krishna. He writes, Bhakti abhasena api tosham dadhane. So the one who bestows satisfaction even by a semblance of devotion, and he is actually uh, talking about Lord Sri Krishna, Baldev Vidyabhushan. He tells Dharmadhyakshe Vishwanistari Namni, or Dharmadhyakshe means the one who is Adhyaksha of the Dharma, or the overseer of Dharma, and he's the Vishwanistari Namni. Then, and who is what also? He is Vishwanistari, or the known as the deliverer of the entire universe. And that Lord Sri Krishna, he Nityananda Advaita Chaitanya Rupe, and he manifests in the forms of Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Advaita, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Tattve Tasmin Nityam Astam Ratirnaha. So in that supreme truth, so Tattve Tasmin, the supreme truth, so supreme Lord, who is the overseer of Dharma, who is Vishwanistari Namni, and Bhakti Abhasena Tosham Dadan. So the supreme Lord who bestows satisfaction, Tosham, the spiritual satisfaction, even by a semblance of devotion. So, Jiva, who performs devotion, who just performs a semblance of devotion, just he imitates or tries to perform devotion service, or he tries to imitate devotional service. Still, Lord Sri Krishna, he bestows the tosham or satisfaction to him. And that supreme truth, Nityam Astam Ratihi Naha. So unto him may our Naha means our Ratihi or devotion is all may always remain fixed into unto that supreme truth. Always. Nityam Astam. Then he uh, offers his obeisances unto Sri Madhvacharya. Mayavadam yas tamaha stomam. He who disregarded, he who regarded Mayavad as a dense mass of darkness. Uchchaihi nasham ninye vedavak amshujalaihi. And powerfully, Uchchaihi nasham. So powerfully he destroyed it with the rays of Vedic statements. Vedavag Amshujalaihi. Bhakti Vishnoho Darshita Yena Loke, and by whom devotion to Vishnu was revealed to the world. Bhakti Vishno Darshita Yena Loke. So by whom devotion to Vishnu was revealed to whole world. Jiyat Soyam Bhanuhu Ananda Tirtha. May that sun like Ananda Tirtha, who is like sun like Bhanuhu. He is uh, he is comparing Ananda Tirtha with Bhanu or sun god. Yes. So because the sun god, because of the rays of sun god, the dense mass of darkness is completely destroyed, dissipated. The darkness is dissipated. Similarly, Ananda Tirtha, he came to this material world and he dissipated the dense mass of darkness of Mayavad, which was preached by Shankaracharya, and he did so by the Vedavaga Amshujalaihi, or the rays of the Vedic statements. So those were the rays, and he powerfully destroyed it. Uchchaihi Nasham, and he showed the devotion. So devotion to Vishnu was preached all over the world. So may that Ananda Tirtha or Madhvacharya be victorious. Jiyat. Jiyat means may his victory may it happen. So Baldev Vidyabhushan, uh, this thing is always seen in his books. Always whenever he starts writing the book, he acknowledges our Sampradaya Acharya. So Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they belong to the Brahma Sampradaya. And in that Brahma Sampradaya, Madhvacharya is our Sampradaya Acharya. Okay. So that's why our Sampradaya is called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. That's why Baldev Vidyabhushan always, when he starts his book, he always offers his obeisances to the predecessor acharyas and wants to connect with the Guru Parampara. Okay, always we can see even in his books like Pramay Ratnavali, or it could be Siddhanta Darpana. And there are many other books, Siddhanta Ratnam and Govinda Bhashyam. So always he will first of all offer his obeisances to Madhvacharya. This is very much. See, so as a duty of Gaudiya Vaishnava, as a duty of every Vaishnava of Gaudiya Sampradaya, we should also, like while beginning of any work, we should also acknowledge, we should also pray to our and pray for the blessings of our predecessor acharyas before beginning any work. Then he writes, Govinda Bidam Indira Shrita Padam Hastastha Ratnadivat. And that supreme truth known as Govinda, Govinda Abhidam. And that Govinda is what? Indira Ashrita Padam. So, Ashrita Padam. Who has taken the Ashrita, the shelter of the lotus feet of Govinda? Indira. So, Sri Lakshmi Devi has taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the of Lord Govinda, whose feet are served by Sri Lakshmi Devi, and shines like a jewel held in the hand. Hastastha Ratnadivat. Okay. Tatvam Tatvavid Uttamau Kshititale Yau Darshayan Chakratuhu. That truth was revealed on earth by two supreme knowers of reality. So that truth, so that truth that is known as Govinda, Lord Sri Krishna, who is served by Sri Lakshmi Devi. So he that truth was revealed on earth by two supreme knowers of reality. So, Uttamau, Tattvavid Uttamau Kshititale Yau Darshayan Chakratuhu. So they revealed, and who were Mayavada Mahandakara Patali Shat Pushpavanto Sada, and who were always like blossoming flowers amid the great darkness of Mayavada. So those two personalities, who are they? Tau Shri Rupa Sanatanau Virachita Ascharyo Suvaryau Stumaha. He's offering obeisances and he's telling that we should praise Tumaha, Suvaryo, so great or noble beings. Suvaryo, we praise those wondrous and noble beings who were always like the blossoming flowers, even amid the great darkness of Mayavad. So those were Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatana Goswami. Yaha Sankhya Pankena Kutarka Pamshuna, and he, the true nature of Bhagwan, had become obscured, covered heavily by non-theistic Sankhya and clouded subtly by faulty reasoning. So Lord Sri Krishna's nature, the Tattva philosophy, uh, the Tattva of the Lord, so that became obscured, and the preaching. So because of so much of uh, preaching of the Sankhya philosophy, that is non-theistic Sankhya philosophy. Okay, so the Nastika Sankhya. So because of that, the true nature of Bhagwan became obscured. Okay, it became covered. Means it became the preaching stopped, and so because of so much of preaching of non-theistic Sankhya, and also that mud. So he writes the Sankhya Pankena or the non-theistic Sankhya because of that mud, the Pankena, and Kutarka Pamshuna. And because of the faulty reasoning, the Kutarka, and because of that, the vision was very much affected, or it was very much covered with the fine dust. So it was clouded, the nature of the Supreme Lord, because of faulty reasoning, and whose splendor was lost in the pit of Vivartavad. So Vivarta Gartena ch lupta dhidhitim. So whose splendor was lost in the pit of Vivartavad, or Vivartavad means the philosophy of Shankaracharya. So the jiva is actually now covered with avidya, and after the liberation he will merge in the Brahman. So such type of vivartavada, and there is no uh, personal form of the Supreme Lord. So with this Vivarta Gartena, or the pit of Vivarta Vada, Shuddham Vyadhad Vak Shuddhaya Maheshwaram. That Supreme Lord, he purified again by the nectar of divine speech. Krishnam Sajivaha Prabhurastu Nogati. May that Lord Krishna be our master and ultimate refuge. So, Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came in this material world and he purified again. So, all these misconceptions, all this non-theistic Sankhya and Kutarka and Vivartavad, everything he defeated. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only, he preached this philosophy, and he also taught to the Goswamis. So, the six Goswamis. And that Lord Sri Krishna, Krishnam Sajivaha Prabhuhu Astu No Gatihi. So that uh, Lord Krishna alone be our master and ultimate refuge. आलस्य अप्रवृत्तिः स्यात् पुंसां यद् ग्रंथ विस्तरे. Because people tend to become inactive due to laziness when texts are too extensive. अतः अत्र गूढ़े संदर्भे टिप्पणी अल्पा प्रकाश्यते. Therefore, in this profound sandarbha, only brief explanatory notes are given. So, Baladeva Vidyabhushana is telling because of now, uh, uh, because the people, he has written this so many years before. And at that time also, people tend to become inactive due to laziness when texts are very much big. Now also, the attention span is reducing as the modern technological development is increasing. So that's why Baldev Vidyabhushan, realizing this, he's telling that he will only be giving very much alpa prakashyati, or very alpa tippani, brief explanatory notes. And Srimad Jivena ye pathaha sandarbhe asmin parishkritaha. Those readings which were carefully established by Srila Jiva Goswami in this sandarbha, vyakhyayante te evami nanye ye tena helitaha. And only those are explained here and not others which he himself deliberately set aside. So Baladeva Vidyabhushana is telling that only uh, he will write brief explanatory notes, and among them also, which are actually carefully established by Sri Jiva Goswami. So those readings uh, he will um, he will explain, and he will actually Baldev Vidyabhushan will be like doing the vyakhya of those portions only, which are given much more elaboration by Srila Jiva Goswami also, and not others which Jiva Goswami himself deliberately set aside. So he's just following in the footsteps of Jiva Goswami. He continues to write, Shri Badarayano Bhagavan Vyaso Brahma Sutrani Prakashya. The blessed Sri Badaran Vyasa, after revealing the Brahma Sutras, Tad Bhashya Bhutam Sri Bhagavatam Avir Bhavya. Then he manifested the Srimad Bhagavat Puran, which serves as their very commentary. Shukam Tat Adhyapitavan. And Vyasadeva, he taught it to Sri Shukadeva Goswami. Tad Artham Nirnetu Kamaha Sri Jivaha, desiring to determine its true meaning. So, desiring to determine the true meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Jiva Goswami, Pratyuha Kulachala Kulisham. He begins with Mangalacharanam, that is like the thunderbolt to the mountain of objections, and Vanchita Piyusha Balahaka Sveshta Vastu Nirdesham. And that pours the desired nectar and points to the supreme object of devotion, Mangalam Acharati Krishneti, by commenting with the auspicious word Krishna. So he begins with that Mangalacharan, that is like the thunderbolt to the mountain of objections, and he pours the desired nectar, Vanchita Piyusha Balahaka and Swa Ishta Vastu Nirdesham. So he points to the supreme object of devotion uh, by the Mangalam Acharati, by the auspicious word Krishna. Yes, Krishna Varnam Tushar Krishna. The very first word is Krishna. So he gives some background of this shloka. Nimir Nripatina Prishtaha Karabhajano Yogi. When questioned by King Nimi the Yogi Karbhajan, Satyadi Yugavataram Uktva. So after describing the avatars of Satya Yuga and other yugas, so King Nimi he asked, and Karbhajan Muni is answering. So Karbhajan Muni answered about the descriptions of other yuga avatars. Then in the Atha Kalavapi Tatha Shrinu iti. Bhagavad Puran, 11th canto, 5th chapter, 31 shloka, he tells, Karvajan Muni tells, okay, here likewise about Kali Yuga as well. Tam avadhapyaha Krishna Varnam. And following this, so after this, he spoke the verse beginning with Krishna Varnam. Then Sumedaso Janaha Kalavapi Harim Bhajanti. The intelligent persons, Sumedasaha, they worship Hari even in Kali Yuga. Kaihi, how do they worship the intelligent persons in Kali Yuga? Ityaha Sankirtana Prayaihi Yagyaihi Archanaihi iti. So by what means? He answers by sacrifices predominantly consisting of Sankirtana along with worship. So they worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they worship the Supreme Lord uh, Hari by sacrifices mainly which is consisting of Sankirtan Yagya. Okay, along with the worship also. But the main center should be Sankirtanam. Okay. Kidrisham tam itya. What is his nature? So, what is the nature of that Lord Hari? He explains, Krishno Varno Rupam Yasyantar iti Seshaha. He whose inner identity and form are Krishna, this is the intended completion. So, inner identity is what? Krishna. Okay. Tvisha Kantya Tva Akrishnam. But by complexion, he is Akrishna. He is golden complexion. Shuklo Raktas Tatha Pitaha Idanim Krishnatam Gataha. So Bhagavad Puran 10th canto 8th chapter 13th shloka, he while describing, so Garga Muni telling to Nanda Maharaj, white, red, and yellow, now he has become black. So by Garga's statement and inference by the Parisheshya Nyaya. So iti Gargokti Parishesha Vidyut Gauram Ityartaha. The meaning is he is lightening like golden or Gaura. Okay. So already he explained, Garga Muni tells about that when he was speaking to Nanda Maharaj about the nature. about the forms of the Supreme Lord. So at that time, while he was describing, he talks about that before only Sri Krishna has taken the forms, the forms in the colors white, red, and yellow, and because of that, so by the elimination, because already he has taken white, red, and yellow. So by that parisheshya, by elimination, now we can understand it. Now idanim Krishna Dham Gataha, or now he has come in the black color. So Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the principal limbs. So Ange Nityananda Advaitau. His principal limbs or Anga are Nityananda and Advaita and Upangani. So Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Pashadam. So Sa Anga. Anga is Nityananda Advaita. The Upangas are who? His secondary limbs are Srivasa and other devotees. And Astrani. Sangopangastra. So Astrani Avidya Kshetravat Bhagavan Namani. His weapons are the Astra are the divine names of Bhagavan because by chanting those names, by hearing those names, they cut ignorance. And Sangopangastra, okay, Parshadam. Parshadan Gadadhara Govindaya. Govindaya. So his associates are the Parshadas are Gadadhara and Govinda and others. So these are all Parshadas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Taihi Sahitam iti Mahabalitvam Vyajyate. Being accomplished by them, his great power is made manifest. So the Mahabalitvam is actually manifested through this manner. So the sentence Gargavakye Pita iti Prachina tad avatara pekshaya. In the Garga statement, Garga told that Shuklo Raktas Tatha Pita Idanim Krishatam Gataha. So now the question comes that he has used past tense. Asan Varnas Trayo Yasya. He has used past tense. That in past tense, in past, the Sri Krishna has appeared in the form white, red, yellow. So now that's why he has appeared now in Krishna or the black form. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come in this form, no? Like he will come in the next yuga, and he has spoken this shloka in Dwapar yuga. So how come he's using the past tense then? He should have used the future tense. So Garga's statement should be understood that it is referring to the earlier avatars, the previous avatars, okay, the previous kalpa. So at that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, so he is referring to that. And this avatar should be understood as appearing in the Kali Yuga of the 20th Vaivasvata Manvantara within the Shvetavaraha Kalpa. So Sri Krishna, he appears only once in a day of Brahma. Okay, that also in Dwapar Yuga, 20th Vaivasvata Manvantara. So the seventh Manvantara, and also the Yuga cycle, that is 28th Yuga cycle of the seventh Manvantara, Vaivasvata Manvantara, that is within the Shvetavaraha Kalpa. So similarly, at that time only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. Okay, he also comes in that 20th Yuga cycle only of your Vaivasvata Manvantara in the Kali Yuga. Okay, so that's why in the previous Kalpa, he has come. So Krishna has come, and mm, Krishna has come, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has come in the previous Kalpa. So that's why in that way we have to understand this statement, Asan Varnas Trayojasya. Tatratye Sri Chaitanya Evokta Dharma Darshana. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone there exhibits the very Dharma described. Okay. अन्येषु कलिषु क्वचित् च्यामत्वेन क्वचित् चुकपत्राभवत्वेन व्यक्तेः उक्तेः. In other Kali Yugas, manifestations are described sometimes as dark, sometimes as parrot green, according to statements found. Okay, so in other Kali Yugas means only once he comes. So in other yugas, other yuga cycles, and other manvantaras, what happens in the Kali Yuga? So Lord Krishna, Lord, the Supreme Lord, he comes in different forms. That sometimes he comes in dark form, dark color, a parrot green color. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not come. Okay? He comes only once in a kalpa, once in a day of Brahma. Channa kalau yat abhava. So Bhagavad Puran way describes Lord is described as Triyogi. So that's why he's described because he comes in Kali Yuga as hidden form or Channa avatar. So Shuklo Raktas Tatha Pita iti and Kalavapi Tathashani. So like that. it is described. And those who reflect upon this properly are truly intelligent. So those who understand, ye vimrishanti te sumedasaha. One who understands that the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord and he has come only in the yellow form. So those persons, those people who understand the intention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the reason of the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is himself the Lord, they are Sumedasaha. Channatvam cha preyasi tvisha vrittitvam bodhyam. And hiddenness should be understood as being concealed by a supremely attractive golden complexion. So Channatvam has to be understood that internally Shri Krishna only, but outwardly he is appearing in the golden complexion. Okay. So in this way, Baladeva Vidyabhushana writes, and also there is some more commentary, but that is regarding the that regarding the structure of the commentary. So we will just omit that part for now. Yeah. So thank you so much for uh, hearing this video. And I would suggest that whenever if you are watching this video and hearing these sessions, so better you can like make notes also. It would be very much helpful. You can make notes, and if any questions are there, so feel free to uh, write in the comment section. I will definitely reply to it. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.